The Adventures of Prickly Porky. Chapter 10. Uncle Billy Possum tells Jimmy Skunk a secret. Be sure before you drop a friend that you've done nothing to offend. A friend is always worth keeping. Uncle Billy Possum says so, and he knows. He ought to, for he has made a lot of them in the Green Forest and on the Green Meadows, in spite of the pranks he has cut up and the tricks he has played. And when Uncle Billy makes a friend, he keeps him. He says that it is easier and a lot better to keep a friend than to make a new one. And this is the way he goes about it. Whenever he finds that a friend is angry with him, he refuses to be angry himself. Instead, he goes to that friend, finds out what the trouble is, explains it all away, and then does something nice. Jimmy Skunk and Uncle Billy have been friends from the time that Uncle Billy came up from Old Virginia to live in the Green Forest. In fact, they had been partners in stealing eggs from the henhouse of Farmer Brown's boy. So when Jimmy Skunk, who had made a special call on Prickly Porky to find out if he had seen the strange creature without head, tail, or legs, told everybody that Prickly Porky had seen nothing of such a creature, he was very much put out and quite offended to hear that Uncle Billy was telling how Prickly Porky had said that Peter might really have some reason for his strange story. It seemed to him that either Prickly Porky had told an untruth or that Uncle Billy was telling an untruth. It made him very angry. The afternoon of the day when Uncle Billy had dared Reddy Fox to go at sunup the next morning to the hill where Prickly Porky lives, he met Jimmy Skunk coming down the crooked little path. Jimmy scowled and was going to pass without so much as speaking. Uncle Billy's shrewd little eyes twinkled, and he grinned as only Uncle Billy can grin. "Howdy, Brer Skunk," said he. Jimmy just frowned harder than ever and tried to pass. "Howdy, Brer Skunk," repeated Uncle Billy Possum. "You must have something on your mind." Jimmy Skunk stopped. "I have," he snapped. "I want to know whether it was you or Prickly Porky who has been telling an untruth. He told me that he hadn't seen anything like what Peter Rabbit said chased him. And you have been telling around how he told you that Peter may have had good grounds for that foolish story. If Peter saw that thing, Prickly Porky would know of it, for he hasn't been away from his home this summer. Why would he tell me that he hasn't seen it if he has?" "Don't be so hasty, Brer Skunk. Don't be hasty," replied Uncle Billy soothingly. "I haven't said that Brer Porky told me that he had seen the thing that Peter says chased him. He told the truth when he told you that he hadn't seen any stranger around his hill. What he told me was that—" Here Uncle Billy whispered. Jimmy Skunk's face cleared. "That's different," said he. "Of course it is," replied Uncle Billy. "You see, Peter did see something strange, even if Brer Porky didn't. I've seen it myself, and now I invite you to be over at the foot of Brer Porky's hill at sunup tomorrow morning and see what happens when Brer Fox tries to show how brave he is. Only don't forget that it's a secret." Jimmy was chuckling by this time. "I won't forget, and I'll be there," he promised. "I'm glad to know that nobody's been telling untruths, and I beg your pardon, Uncle Billy, for thinking you might have been." "Don't mention it, Brer Skunk. Don't mention it. I'll be looking for you tomorrow morning," replied Uncle Billy, with a sly wink that made Jimmy laugh out loud.